Congressman Walden. My name is Karen Murray and I live in the Dalles. I am very discouraged with all the environmental setbacks that have happened and that you have voted for this year in the Trump era. Here are some examples. The stream protection rule, where coal companies can dump their waste on land next to streams. The law that allows people the ability to hunt hibernating bears in the National Wildlife Preserves. The appeal of the rule requiring energy companies to reduce waste and emissions. Another one we found that you voted for, the law that limits the EPA's ability to use data that includes confidential health information to inform scientists on the health effects of pollution. You voted to overturn the methane and waste prevention rule, at least according to our research. We found out you already helped vote that to be overturned. How can you justify your voting record favoring short-term profits versus long-term damage to our precious environment? It just doesn't make sense to me and does not represent what Oregonians would want. In the long run, environmental protection makes economic sense. Cleanup of the environment is much more expensive than protecting the environment in the first place. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Guy Tauscher. I'm from Hood River, Oregon. Nice to see you, Greg. You're not here. I want to talk about the health care, especially your repeal and replace bill. First, I'd like to talk about the repeal part. For 7 years, you and your Republican colleagues have been talking about repealing the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, as most of us like to say. Do you think insurance companies would invest in a product like health insurance when one major party is constantly talking about repealing it? Your talking points that there's only one health insurance company available offering plans through the ACA is directly result in this district, in other parts of the country. In this district, is directly related to the Republicans and Walden. Your repeal talk. So don't give me any of your talking points anymore about there's only one insurance company. It's because you and your Republicans have forced a insurance company to think twice about joining up with the ACA. Let's go on to the replacement. What a joke. 24 million people losing health care? 400,000 in Oregon alone? 89,000 in this district? Replacement? He says he's a, Mr. Walden, you say you're a policy guy, that you've been doing health care for 20 years. How can you say that that's a better way? It's not a better way when people lose their health care, their health coverage. Mr. Walden's bill, your bill, would have taken away essential health benefits, preventive care, maternity care, drug prescriptions. As the bill went through Congress and they were trying to get votes, they were talking about taking away hospitalization. Mr. Walden, you are not a policy guy, you're a political guy now. After 20 years in Washington, there's a Washington, D.C. Walden. And that's not who we need in representative of our district. My time is up.
Hi, folks. My name is Nan Notaboom. I live in Odell. I'm a teacher at Hood River Valley High School. Representative Walden, Donald Trump claimed that his deportation target would be 2 to 3 million undocumented criminals, people who were convicted of or wanted for serious crimes. But ICE, under his direction, has detained many people outside this target, including dreamers or young people who are protected under DACA. First, just a quick survey of the group here. Do we support this? I don't think we do. Then I want to know, Mr. Walden, because you've been very silent on this, do you support these deportations? If you do, shame on you. I also want to know if you condone Trump's lie about who would be targeted. If you don't support this, and many of your constituents have already spoken out against this, why have you not spoken out publicly and taken a stand? Why have you not joined in supporting the bipartisan Bridge Act in the House, and it's in the Senate, bipartisan? It extends DACA protections for people who are brought here as children. I'm coming on Wednesday to find out. I'll see you there, big guy.
All right, hey everybody. My name is Benjamin Shepard. I'm a third-generation resident of Hood River, Oregon. And first of all, I got here a little bit late, so I apologize if I'm reiterating anything anybody else has said, but I'm sure that's how it's going to go. I just want to say that I think it's kind of ridiculous that Greg Walden isn't here today, and instead they moved it to the middle of the week, right when kids are getting out of school, which is just going to make it that much harder for anybody else, for a lot of people to get here and actually ask him the questions that we want to, and I feel like that's intentional, at least a little bit. Just like a lot of people, I am extremely frustrated with the federal government's rollback of the Environmental Protection Agency and any policies therein, especially where the oil industry and the coal industry is concerned, especially since there are always new jobs coming out in clean energy. If Trump and the Republican Party were as keen on jobs as they seem to be, that would be where they should invest, in the future and not the past, especially our kids' future, because without an environment, there's not going to be a future for anybody to have. Yeah, I just am kind of frustrated with the deregulation of any policies meant to protect consumers, meant to protect workers, and meant to protect citizens versus corporations. To me, that's kind of what it comes down to. I am just looking forward to when their businesses are going to be able to pay people $1 a day for working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, how far back are we going to roll this, 1890? Anyway, that's all I have to say. I didn't really prepare anything, so thanks for letting me talk.
My name is Katie Paul. I grew up here at Hood River, and I live in the Dalles and work as a victims advocate. So my question for Greg Walden, I'm disappointed that he's not here as well because I can't come next week, but is about internet privacy. I know it's been mentioned already, but I just wonder, do you use the internet? Because your data is going to be sold too, unless you Republicans have some kind of tricks up your sleeves to protect your data. But I mean, we just feel like, what are we supposed to do now? I mean, you're searching about your medical condition, or you have questions about something in your life, or you want to get education, or whatever the reason is, that information is not for companies. That is your personal business. So I just ask you what you're going to do now, now that you have voted to get rid of our protections. Thank you.